Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news, Paddy Pimblet posted his most recent weight cut for his next fight at UFC London. Paddy says he's going to document his weight loss transformations before each fight. My weight loss transformation in my last camp, a pick each week for 8 weeks en route to same again this time. At PFL5 last weekend, Jon Jones was the corner man for Maurice Green. Here's a clip of Jones giving some advice in between rounds.
Push off on his hips. Okay. Don't be afraid to push off his hips. You don't gotta let him go hip to hip with you when you get that over under. You know what the takedown he wants to do. That's gonna be the same takedown that he wants. He had a good round on top. He's probably gonna want to try to get another takedown. So when you're in the clinch, you gotta know that that's what he wants. Go ahead, work your jab. Work your jab, and check this out. Hit him with a sneaky eight, but make it count. Yes, sir. Make it count. You're all right. You're doing great.
Tired, Mo. He's tired right now, Mo.
Jon Jones inside the corner of Maurice Green offering advice.
Recently on the Believe You Me podcast, Michael Bisping and Anthony Smith talk about the contract dispute between Nate Diaz and the UFC. Nate will have to fight his last fight in order to be released.
Dana's going to dismiss whatever Nate's asking for. And like him saying it's not Kamaru Usman tells me that he's asking for crazy money that Dana doesn't think he's worth it. So like, I do think that when he's done fighting in the UFC, I think that a Jake Paul fight would make sense, and I would buy the pay-per-view to watch it.
Yeah. But the one fight, who would you suggest? I did a video, I think it came out today on YouTube or yesterday. I think he should fight Hamzat. Not from Nate Diaz's perspective. Listen, UFC, they make the fights. They call the shots. Nate Diaz has got one fight left. The UFC have to offer him a fight. You know, they have to contractually offer him a fight. Otherwise, Nate Diaz can walk. And Nate Diaz, for those people that don't know, has to either accept the fight, or if he doesn't accept the fight, the contract will roll over for another year. So if I got a lot of shit from everyone in the comments, because I said, if it's my organization, if I'm running the show, and this is just the way it is, if Nate Diaz is going to leave, and that's his prerogative, of course, and of course he's generated millions of dollars. He's put on legendary fights. The man is a legend in his own right. And I always enjoy watching him fight. But if he's going to choose to leave, cut ties, and go do his own thing, then you're not going to give him a fight that A, doesn't get you value for money for what you're going to pay the guy, which will be a lot of money. But B, more importantly, give him like massive victory that is going to be the talk of the town. And then if and takes his skills elsewhere, you're going to give him a fight that ticks all the boxes. A, that everyone wants to see. B, that they get the money for the money's worth out of it. And C, that potentially someone, well, it's a competitive fight, not a gimme, not an easy fight. You know, and I say Hamzat should be that person as the co-main event on UFC 278, which is Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman. And then they've got the perfect backup. Just in case someone gets injured, God forbid, one of them guys can step up into the main event.
You should text that to Dana. That's genius.
I'm sure he's thought about it.
Yeah, the problem is I don't know if Nate, if from what I understand, again, I don't know anything about their contract stuff, but it seems like he's been offered that fight before and just hasn't taken it. So, I mean, that's a tough fight. That's a tough fight.
But if he wants out of his contract, which he does, which is what he keeps talking about.
Right. It extends it like every 6 months, every time you turn a fight down.
I think so, yeah. I'm not sure.
But
who knows? Maybe his contract's different, but it will
might be. Yeah, it will extend it, whatever that is, whether it's 6 months or a year. But no matter what, once he fights, he's out. So they could extend it 10 years if they want to. The second he fights, it's done. But he has to fight.
Yes. Yeah. He has to fight. Anyway, it'd be interesting to see who it is. Obviously, McGregor's the easy one, but McGregor's not fighting anytime soon. So
Henry Cejudo sends a message to Aljamain Sterling. The two have been trading shots on social media as of late. This time Cejudo posts, "You can act, Aljamain Sterling, but you can't hide. The comeback is real." Thiago Moises recently did an interview with MMA Fighting and said that Islam Makhachev, stylistically, would be a much harder fight for Charles Oliveira than Beneil Dariush. Moises is keeping an eye on the title picture, and based on who wins that fight, he could be facing one of them in the near future. Now, Moises has already faced Makhachev and Dariush, so he's able to paint a more well-rounded picture of who poses the biggest threat to Oliveira. He believes Oliveira's jiu-jitsu will be able to counter the high-level grappling that Makhachev brings to the table. Here's what he said. "I think that a fight between Makhachev and Oliveira is 50-50. Charles has great chances of submitting him or maybe even knocking him out, because Charles is doing great on the feet. But I also see Islam taking this fight to a decision and doing his thing of getting to a position and holding there and not giving him any opening. He doesn't do anything, but he doesn't let you do anything either. I think Islam is very tough, but he's no superhuman. He has flaws. He gets tired as well. I don't think he's like Khabib." Sean O'Malley and Daniel Cormier have had a bit of a back and forth about DC's commentating. O'Malley says that Cormier seems to highlight what appears to be a weakness in getting his legs kicked in fights. Michael Bisping shares his thoughts.
I just think, as fighters, we're all emotional creatures. You know what I mean? Like you were saying, you were getting annoyed at the odds and this and that. And if he's watching the commentary back, because we all watch our fights back, of course, and then, because you got to give a balanced commentary. You got to try anyway. You got to try and say good and bad about people. And then it's just a human response that we seem to cling on to the negatives as opposed to the positives. Do you know what I mean? Why is it? It's like sometimes if you're going through Instagram comments or whatever, you see lots of nice ones, but it's the little shitty one that you respond to. You know, which is stupid. You shouldn't do that. But as I say, it triggers something in the human mind to where it's the negative stuff that stands out. So I'm sure DC, I can't remember the commentary. I'm sure DC says lots of great stuff, but he might have criticized one or two things, and that's what O'Malley was jumping on.
In case you missed UFC Vegas 57, here are some of the results.
He's got to fight the bottom hand.
There's the tap. Thiago Moises won't. The tap from Kelleher. Mario Bautista in the first round.
I mean, that slap echoed all around this arena.
Guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news today, and we'll see you in the next video.